I mean, globally, I'm no phenomenon, but my approach is a little unorthodox. Hi, my name is Dick Kid, and I'm here to save the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Part 2 is among us. Grammy-nominated artist, White
And I
Gold.
lost.
Now, do your friends call you Bobby, or do they call you White Gold?
They call me Bobby.
What should I call you?
You call me Bobby.
Bobby. Okay, you prefer
Yeah.
Bobby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
I feel like white gold is a mouthful when you like in conversation.
Yeah.
Like, hey, so white gold.
Or like, wait, dude, that's
Like,
geek.
fuck?
Wait, dude, that was pretty good. Do you do impressions? That was pretty...
I do impressions of my friends and like people that I know
Uh,
like really, really well. Like people can tell you that like when I like say, oh, this guy sounds like this, they'll be like, oh yeah, for sure.
dude, that's dude, that's gonna be so that got me so good. I don't know why. Yeah, well, do they abbreviate it ever? Or do they say like, hey, white or something like that, or like gold?
Yeah.
I-
Some people because like the handle is Blanco and
oh, Blanco. Oh
they
yeah.
don't understand that Blanco just means white in Spanish because I couldn't get the fucking white gold handle. People are like, hey Blanco. I'm like, oh, that sounds weird as fuck.
on our other podcast, one of my friends, this guy's a mad genius. This kid is so funny. Jeremy Stewart, he commented and he said something like, he said, Blanco times Dick Kid collab or something. It was, I was like, the name of that just sounds so nuts.
White dick collab.
Yeah, white dick. Well, dude, I gotta say, man, I had so much fun in our first one, dude. It was so
Yeah.
it was amazing.
A lot of my friends really, really dug it, man.
Oh, dude, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm grateful for that,
Yeah,
man. I
a
mean,
lot of my friends like shout out to Maki, man. Like he's I think did I talk about him in the last one?
you may have. I don't remember that you
He's
did.
like the guitar virtuoso,
Oh, okay, wow.
but also like has the ear of like Zeus, so to speak.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
like he has an incredible ear and just he's just like a composer. He works with Just Blaze.
Oh my
He
gosh. Oh,
did
that's
the
amazing.
guitars on Monster, the Eminem
Oh,
song
oh,
with
really?
Rihanna.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, was it with Rihanna? Yeah,
So wait, does he primarily focus on guitar? Is that his thing?
he does, but he's a producer.
Oh, he's
Like,
a producer.
yeah, he's
Okay.
a producer for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, see, like I love music. I love primarily hip hop and I
Mhm.
consume a lot of it. But I have no and I have I'm good with words. I think I mentioned that. Like I'm good at writing and like rhyming things, that kind of thing. But I have no musical ear. I have
Mhm.
no like I will hear a beat and I have no like it just doesn't
Oh,
I mean and like
yeah.
I think we talked about it last time, like developing that or just kind of
Yeah. I feel like the main thing that people like that deters people from like that is just the fact that like they don't know where to start. And like it
yeah.
happened with me, and just for me, I kind of was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna start. You
Oh yeah,
know,
that's amazing.
and I was just like, usually I just do that in my life. Normally it's just like I just got to do it instead of just like sitting there and prepping it. If I do that, if I sit there and like prep too much, I usually don't go like I usually don't go with it.
Well, there's something to that.
It's almost like it's almost like being paralyzed by like preparation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. Well, okay, well let me give these guys a quick intro. Just I just wanted to say first, man, yeah, last time was super fun and yeah, I'm just super grateful for, just getting to know you. You're such an awesome dude. And I was telling my friends about you. My friend Kunle, I feel like he would really I feel like you guys would really vibe well. Um, but I was telling my friends about you. You're just such like a humble dude
Oh, thank you.
and I really appreciate that, and I love your willingness to just go, just go to just talk to me, and also just go about these different routes and paths, whatever the kind of conversation goes to. But your
Yeah.
willingness to also just go
I
deep and
think
talk.
that's like the. I think that's what people's favorite thing is that like we were just like meandering through like
Yeah.
bunch of shit, you know, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like anything like so this and this and this. It was more like, oh,
Right.
you fuck with this. Like they love that aspect of it. That it was more free form than it was like an interview. You know.
Yeah, no, oh no, definitely. No, no, no. I love that too. I mean, yeah, there's when I feel like there's something to that. Like, what's weird, like, I feel like what you were saying with preparation and like you can only be so prepared. And then I feel like I'm a very anxious person. And then I feel like
Yeah.
anxiety will just consume me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I'll just get so nervous and I'll be like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can stick to the script.
Yeah, for me, I get anxious in the fact that like I'm like an overthinker, you know,
Yeah.
like I have thoughts racing through my head from the second I wake up,
Oh yeah.
probably still in my dream, thoughts are racing through my head.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh definitely.
um I've been journaling, you know. My
Oh, that's
therapist told
amazing.
me to journal. Yeah, so I've been journaling.
How's that been going?
That's been good. That's actually helped me like kind of like put things like now that it's on paper, I don't really have to keep thinking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it does for me. It's just like I put it somewhere so I can access it whenever I want, or I can release it from my random access memory.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to do that. I did do that for a period of time, and I kinda do it sporadically. Like, I don't
Yeah,
have actually, I do have an actual journal, but I mainly do it on my iPhone. Like, I'll just
my
type up
daughter bought me
something.
my journal.
Oh, really? Oh,
My
wow, that's
birthday,
amazing.
yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, by the way. Happy
Oh yeah,
belated
thank you,
birthday, dude. That's
thank you,
amazing.
man.
Was it a fun birthday week?
Yeah, it was a really good birthday week. Actually, like it was sad as fuck because I was going through a breakup, but
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
sorry about
same
that,
time, I
yeah.
got to see my daughter.
Oh, that's
I
great.
spent time with her. We took a bunch of pictures. Um, I took her shopping on my birthday. I bought
Talk
her
about selfless.
right, like I bought her a bunch of shit. Just just I enjoyed her company, man. It was just nice. I went to go
Oh,
see
that's
her
amazing.
do gymnastics at her gymnastics place.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was just fun, and yeah, it was chill. Like it was not. I never want to like have a birthday where it's like a blowout or a bash or anything like that.
Yeah.
For me, my birthday is about just kind of being with myself, being with my daughter, and not even necessarily like being with like family. Like I just don't like being around a lot of people on my birthday. You know,
Really? You kinda like would you say, are you familiar with the Enneagram at all?
with what?
Are you familiar with the Enneagram at all?
No.
The Enneagram is essentially like a personality test, and, what's similar to like Myers-Briggs or something like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
My fiancé is super into it, and, I feel like there's gonna be a
I'm
lot of
an
people.
INFJ, by the way.
Oh, no, oh, nice. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I think I might be
that's like
ENFJ.
super introvert.
So you're more introverted. Okay, so you're more
Yeah,
reserved and,
very much of a thinker, like an
oh,
overthinker.
okay.
So I feel
Yeah, yeah,
like that's
yeah.
where I get my overthinking from and shit.
Do you like if there's a group of people and there's like a conversation going, are
Mhm.
you someone who's more likely to sit back and kind of observe what's going on before you speak, or will you jump right in?
I definitely sit back and observe.
Really?
But usually I just kind of don't even want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I usually don't even want to talk, but like it depends though, because if it's like friends that I've known for years and years,
Uh-huh.
then I'm kind of different. Like my best friend Nick
Uh-huh.
and his brother, who's also like my best friend Chris and Nick, when we're like having conversations, we talk over each other. We're
Yeah.
loud as hell.
Right.
We're animated. Like that is just different. This is like reserved for them.
Uh-huh.
Like I have like a totally different thing with them. Like we have something special, but with other
Oh, that's
people,
good,
like
yeah.
yeah, I just like it's just because I'm just genuinely just the most comfortable with them. Like They
Yeah.
don't judge me for anything. Like we talk
Oh
about
yeah.
anything, and yeah, with other people, for me, like I'm just very much more cautious. I don't want to like, I don't know. I just don't like to speak out of turn,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want to like, I don't want to come off arrogant at all ever, you know,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
the Bible talks about that. Be slow to speak, quick to listen. That's I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
quality.
I like to listen, you know.
Well, listening's a really good quality, and unfortunately, listening seems to be overrated.
So many people don't listen.
Yeah.
Like they'll listen to respond, but they don't listen to understand. You know, that's a
Yeah.
big thing. Yeah.
That's a really good point. I gotta work on that because I love to, especially if I get to talking about something that I'm passionate about. I really
Mhm.
love to talk about it, and then someone says something, and I'm like, want to immediately, respond. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're passionate about something, yeah, then I
yeah,
guess like that's different. But like, I'm talking about like someone where it's just like you're trying to like explain something to them, and they're just like every sentence you say, they're like, "But this and that." I'm like, I didn't even complete my thought yet. Like, just fucking listen. But yeah,
well, it's interesting because you are pretty open though. Like on our first podcast, you know,
uh
we talked about, a lot of different things, a lot of, personal things. And you were very like, I loved your openness, your honesty, your
yeah,
like willingness to talk through it. And that's pretty amazing because not many
yeah,
people are like that.
yeah. I mean, I figure, what the hell, man? Who
Yeah.
cares, man?
Well, you're kind of going to be already, you're sort of over time, you are creating a collection of essentially like a musical diary that's already going to be released to the world
Yeah,
about, I mean, a lot of, you already have some records out that,
yeah,
Many Faces was deeply, sounded like a deeply personal record.
it's
And
very
you were sort
personal.
of like manifesting this giant um, collective collection of songs that, I get essentially for the world to digest.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I always want to feel like things are the records that I have was just like kind of like a glimpse into my mind, basically.
Uh,
And I always
yeah, oh,
want
I
to,
love that.
like, for me, like I just always, my whole thing is like, I think I don't know if people have a problem with this, but like I just want to be understood. I don't know why people have a problem with me saying that. They say, I don't know. I talked to somebody and they said that like bad people are the ones who always say that they want to be understood or something like that. But I'm like, no, I just want you to hear me out. If you disagree, you disagree. But I just
Mhm.
want you to know my train of thought and how I arrived there. And then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can react to that how you want. So if someone cuts me off before I like make my point, it just frustrates me.
I think we all have a desire to be understood, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I think
But that's
everyone.
what my music is though, right? So like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
uninterrupted. I get to make the music from beginning to end. It's my vision and then I put it out there. You accept it, you accept it. If not, cool. But at least I had a final thought, basically,
yeah,
from beginning to
yeah.
end.
Well, let's go to music for a second because I wanted to talk about a little bit about that. I was curious. I think I saw this question on your Instagram, but I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to hear from you about it. Um, what was that transition like of going from, being like a producer and that kind of thing,
Mhm.
maybe not gaining as much recognition as you deserve, and then kind of making records with, two, huge guys like Royce and M. Like, how was that? What was that transition like? How did your friends react to that? Was it, did people start treating you differently at all?
I feel like I feel like being an artist is always different than being a producer.
Uh-huh.
Like some of my friends, like early on when I like made the transition, were like, why don't you just keep producing? Why do you want to like rap? Or
Mhm.
why do you want to do this? Um, and some were like very gung ho about it from the beginning, like, yo, you could do this.
Mhm.
It's just some people don't like change and some
Yeah.
people love change. But for me, like I just want to do what makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And producing is comfortable, obviously, but like I'm a utility when I'm producing, right? It's not necessarily what I want. I have to facilitate what the artist wants.
Oh, I see.
That's what
Gotcha.
you're there. You're there to provide a service.
Yeah.
But for me as an artist, like it's what I want. It's my message, it's my intent. So for me, like I have much more of a self-expression being an artist than I ever did as a producer. And
Yeah.
producing is fun, but like once I started like making songs and like that on the regular, making beats was just not as fun anymore because it feels 50% complete,
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
have that
So like,
multi-skill set though. When you're doing producing and you're
yeah, yeah, yeah,
recording, you have like a multitude of things that you're doing which you've like can be successful at.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a blessing too. Like, not many people can like produce and write their own songs and do all that type of shit. Like
Yeah.
many cases, I mixed it myself. Um,
Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it feels good to just be able to like, "All right, I'm gonna go into the studio. I can literally make an album by myself, and then like inside the studio, and then come out with an album. If I
Speaking
want.
of albums, do you think you'll have one on the horizon here in a little bit at all, like a solo
Yeah,
album?
I have it. Did I send you my Dropbox?
You did, and I listened
Oh
to
yeah.
some really good stuff, dude. Some really good stuff. I wasn't sure if
Mhm.
we should talk about it on air or not.
Oh
So
no, no, it's fine. But yeah, I have obviously. So that I have a ton of songs,
yeah, dude,
and
really, really
those
deep and
are
amazing.
only 2020 records.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
wow, that's
those are
crazy.
only stuff that I did in 2020, and it was mostly like latter part of 2020 because of COVID.
Uh huh.
Like I started moving around like towards the summer, towards the summer and a little after the summer.
Uh.
So that's like half a year's work, and there's a ton of music in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a ton of records. So I do want to put out an album, but also like I want to like put out singles so that people can get to know me slowly,
Uh huh.
you know, and not just put out too much music where it's like I feel like if you're not that known as an artist, like I'm well known now, right? Because of the Eminem shit. Like
Right.
people know
Yeah.
the name, but they don't know my music.
Right.
You
Right.
know, they don't know my music. So like it's like a weird in between thing for me right now, right? Because now like I
Yeah.
get noticed randomly on the street, and I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
you
Yeah. That's
know?
crazy. Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. But for me, like yeah, like doing my music, I feel like I still have to introduce people to it, and giving them too much music is will probably turn more people off than not. So I figure
Yeah.
give them singles till I feel like I'm ready, to put out an EP or an album or whatever.
Well,
you know
that's one of the reasons, like, Sue, I feel like you're in this process of discovery creatively as an individual, as your own individual artist. And
Mhm.
one of the things that made me so happy to see um Royce with the Grammy nomination. I mean, obviously as well of yourself, but one of the main things that made me so happy to see Royce with that nomination is that I feel like a lot of times throughout Royce's career, people associate Royce with Eminem. They're like, "Oh, Royce, like he knows Eminem,"
Exactly,
but it's like, no, no,
exactly.
no, no. Like Royce is an individual artist who does happen to be friends with Eminem, which is
Hmm.
true, but like he's done like a lot of different stuff throughout his career, aside from Eminem as his own
Yeah.
person. And I think and I'm glad that the Grammys finally recognized that because it was almost sort of seeing like, okay, like yeah, this is really cool to see that see Royce's like production and longevity in hip hop finally getting the recognition
Yeah,
that it
getting his
deserves. You
just
know what I mean?
due, getting his just due because that guy's a genius, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
like people need to see that shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's just like it's just a bunch of these people, a lot of these stands or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It just they all they care about is
Stanley.
like, yeah, all they care about is like, can you talk to Eminem for me? Like, why would I talk to Eminem for you? Like, who are you? First of all, like, I don't know. Like, why? I wouldn't even like talk to Eminem for like my cousin. Like, it's just dumb. Like, what does he need to know about you for? Like, doesn't make any sense. But people still do. They're like, "Oh, do you have his phone number?" And then
Uh-huh.
I'm like, 1-800, like fucking
Oh, I saw that. I saw it.
yeah.
I
I
saw
was
that
like,
on your Instagram. You said these nuts or something.
yeah, I was like 1-800 these nuts, and they're like, "Is that a real number?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, people don't even catch on to jokes, man. It's funny. Like, they'll literally DM me and be like, "Is that a real number?" And I'm like, "Oh
Well,
God."
I was going to ask you about this. This is kind of off the subject, but we're going to go everywhere tonight. So,
Yeah.
um, I was wondering, what does for example when you use profanity in your music,
Mhm.
right? Which you have before, um, I'm wondering, how does like the Islamic community feel about that? Because when I use profanity,
Man,
like,
I'm I don't know anything about the Islamic community, you know?
okay,
Like,
because
I
you're
mean,
sort of a new member,
I am new, but like obviously, like, you know, it's obviously gonna be frowned upon. You know,
right?
it's obviously gonna be frowned upon.
Uh huh.
The thing is that like I curse, man.
Right. Yeah. That I mean, well, you're
No,
being
like
true to yourself.
I curse in like my everyday existence, you know. It's something that I struggle with, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Everybody has their faults or whatever. But yeah, I mean like even like, doing music is considered haram, and it's
Hmm.
considered like not a good thing to be doing, but like I'm struggling with that right
Right.
now,
Right.
and you know, I'm sure eventually I'm gonna transition out of it. To be honest,
Hmm.
like to
Are you
try
saying transition out of Islam?
out of music.
Oh, out of music. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of
Okay.
music. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I will eventually transition out of music. I'm not gonna make music forever.
Well, the reason I ask that is because when I use profanity,
But you
like,
know what? Everybody curses. Like
everybody curses. Yeah,
yeah,
everybody
like
curses. But
you
like,
can. I can't even be like. I can't even be like. Oh, like I don't want anybody holding me to a higher standard that they will hold themselves to.
sure, of course.
You
Yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like I'm not your kid's role model. I'm not anything like that. Like I do want to be a good person. I do
mhm.
want to exude that, but like don't look at me to raise your kid. Like you
No, no, no.
know.
I completely agree. Well, the reason I ask that is because like I and like a lot of people, I think, especially during COVID, a lot of people, not just from my church, but I guess I should say my former church. I don't really know where I'm going at the moment, but like I think we've all been wrestling, a lot of my fellow Christians, especially people who have grown up in the church, like we're just questioning a lot. Like,
Mm,
and we're questioning certain things about our faith, certain aspects of the Bible. And
yeah,
I think for those like myself who grew up in a deeply religious, reformed, kind of sort of not necessarily fire and brimstone, but a lot of we have a lot of guilt and shame kind of coming from that. And
mm,
we've sort of been trying to unpack and just question a lot of that. So that's been super
yeah.
interesting. And
A lot of the questioning and things is why I left Christianity too, is because I had a lot of questions and nobody was answering the questions.
uh-huh.
They were just like, "Oh, why are you answering questions? Like, why are you asking questions? Like, just believe, you know." And it's like, no, like I want to know these things,
Yeah.
and it was just a bunch of different answers or no answers. And like for me, like the whole thing, even when I was a kid, the whole notion of, yo, I gotta reach God through Jesus,
Mhm.
but I can't talk to God myself. When he says like, yo, there's just one of me, Worship
Uh-huh.
me and nobody else.
Wait, did you grow up religious?
I grew up Anglican.
Oh, you grew up Anglican.
Yeah, I grew up Anglican.
Excuse me. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, I got confirmed and everything.
Oh, wow.
But the Trinity was just never something that like I was down with. You know,
Okay.
even like I had to like always fight the urge of just like being like when when you're praying and you're like in Jesus' name.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
I just always used to just be in like nope, and then I just say like amen because
Yeah.
I just felt like it was a wrong. Honestly,
Yeah.
I just felt like it was wrong. Not necessarily that like, oh, Jesus is a bad thing. Like it had nothing to do with Jesus, but for me, it's like people just got it wrong to me.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
about the Trinity and there being three and one and everything like that. Like God says
Mhm.
He is just the one. Worship Him. He's a jealous God. It's
Mhm.
in the Ten Commandments. You
Yeah.
know, Jesus's words are, "I'm here to fulfill the commandments."
Mhm.
You know, Jesus. It just didn't feel right. And so, like
Yeah.
after college, I left, and I was just like, I'm just gonna explore. I'm going to try and seek out knowledge and yeah, and
Well,
then
that's what
like
most people are, kind of do that
yeah, I
for
feel
in
like
college.
like college or right after college,
Yeah.
um and then like I get to Islam and it's like, oh, Jesus prayed by prostrating and putting his forehead to the floor.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we do that. Jesus
Yeah.
Jesus said when you greet people, say peace be upon you. Oh, what did Muslims do? Say peace be upon you. So Muslims
Yeah.
follow Jesus's teachings a lot more than the people that I was talking to.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
like,
I
what
was just like, oh, it just makes sense to like, all this stuff. Just that's the thing about the beauty about Islam to me is like it makes practical sense for me.
mhm.
I don't think the answer is in the extreme, right?
No, no, no,
So the
I don't think so
extreme
either.
purity, no, but the extreme like hedonistic thing is also not the answer. It's
Sure.
about
Yeah, I
balance.
completely agree.
There's something to be said about just living in balance.
Yeah, I like that. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
And, I think too, like, something that they've kind of been talking about too is, like, how especially, like, a lot of Christian females, like, when they're talked to, like, refrain from like, I guess, like, refrain from sex or whatever
Hmm.
before marriage or until they're married, um, they almost there's this, like, deep shame about their bodies, like, they're like that,
Hmm.
oh, like, they're wor if they somehow like, have sex before marriage, then their bodies are worthless, and, like,
Oh
that's just
yeah,
not
yeah,
true at
yeah.
all.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
true at
true.
all,
Yeah.
but it's, like, creates sort of this problematic, like, shame surrounding also, like, a taboo surrounding, like, sex and, like,
Yeah,
sex
yeah, yeah.
education and, um
But the thing about the thing about Islam is that like you can be forgiven for anything.
yeah.
If you genuinely in your heart, repent from it, like you can be forgiven for anything. Like Moses was a murderer. Well, not a murder. He killed somebody,
He kills,
right?
like, in Egypt, right?
Yeah, he killed somebody and
I
then
don't know
became
who it
a
was.
prophet afterwards.
Mhm.
So it's like you can come back from anything if you just have that genuine thing in your body. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you're worthless, and I don't think it's like people's place to like judge
No, no, not at all.
others
Yeah.
who have made mistakes or anything like that, or kind of want to do whatever they want to do. Like for me, like that's the beauty of it is just that like your life is your life, and you're free to obey and disobey however
Yeah.
you feel, and like you're gonna stand to account for it when it comes down to it. I'm not gonna be looking your way in come judgment day. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be scared shitless, trying to figure out if I made it. you know
Uh-huh. Well, see,
so
that's what I'm trying that's what, one of the things that, a lot of us have been questioning is, like, the idea of hell and,
mm,
um like how do we approach that, and like I
What do you guys think? Who do you think created hell?
well, so that's what we've talked about. We say that like so for in the Bible it says like okay, God created the heavens and the earth, but it
Mm,
doesn't talk about him creating hell, right? So I think we're led to the conclusion that hell is just um absent from God. Like maybe man created it.
mm,
So like so that's what we're trying to figure out is like okay, like if God created the heavens and the earth, and if God is omnipresent and all knowing and all sufficient and good,
mhm.
then he didn't create hell. So how did hell
Of
come in?
course, no. But if all those reasons are the reasons why he created hell,
But okay,
that's the
but did
thing.
he
He
create
is
it
the
though?
God. He definitely created hell because you know what? He is an entity of justice,
Uh-huh.
and you
That's
cannot
true,
have
yeah.
justice without two opposing forces,
Mhm.
good and evil. Right?
Yeah.
You don't know what's good unless there's evil there to show you.
Mhm.
You don't know what's evil there unless there's good to counterbalance that.
How
So,
does Oh, sorry.
oh no, what were you saying?
No, just curious, like, I mean, you have such like a clear um you have like such a clear vision of like what you believe and
Mhm.
a clear description, and I think a lot of that like opposes pop culture, especially within like I'm
Yeah,
sure like the music industry.
yeah,
How and I mean, I'm sure as you put out more music and as you gain more notoriety, you'll probably, get more responses to this. But have you
yeah.
gotten any responses to that so far, like or negative responsive, like
Yeah. There was somebody on my Instagram like was like, "Yo, you don't have to broadcast your religion like that." Blah 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 blah. And then I was just like, no. And then I was like, why not? And then he just
Yeah.
like was like, "Fuck you," blah blah blah.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
yeah, he was like, "Yo, some other rappers better than you. You
Oh, that's
fucking
terrible.
twinkie motherfucker." I was like, "Damn!" Like, I just asked you a question, bro. Like, you sound angry. What did I do to you? What did I do to your moms? What did I? I don't know, but like, it's always gonna happen, you know. For me, like,
Yeah, there's always gonna be pushback.
there's always gonna be pushback. For me, like, I don't care. Like,
Uh-huh.
everybody knows who I am. When it comes time for me to pray, I excuse myself. I let people know, yeah, I'm going to pray.
Uh-huh.
It it doesn't hinder me in any kind of way, you know. And people
Yeah.
are, are respectful about it. Some people are just like ignorant about it, but that's just how it's gonna be. But for me, I don't plan on ever like dimming my light on like being a Muslim like in this
Uh-huh.
industry. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
none of these people are like none of these people are important enough for me to just be like, well, I'm gonna put religion to the side. Fuck no. Like, I'd rather leave
Yeah.
than do that, you know. But
Yeah.
the thing is too, like, my intentions are always genuine. The aura that I have, the energy that I give off is always a genuine, authentic energy. So they're gonna have to respect it, even if they don't like it. Their
Yeah.
bodies will respond in a way that they're just gonna respect it. So it's not anything that I think about. It's not anything that like I'm like, oh man, like what are people gonna think that I'm Muslim and all this stuff. Like, for me it's
Yeah.
just like just try to live in my truth as much as possible, tell my story in an authentic way, and then like just hope that like God shows some mercy on me for doing something that like is not accepted, and hopefully I can like try and like inspire people, in the midst of
Mhm.
something that I guess isn't like completely okay. But like if what I'm doing like helps people, I think that's a good thing that's coming out of it. And then
Yeah.
the rest I have to just deal with it with me and my maker. But as far as like, oh, like the industry or anything like that, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
there's been many Muslims before me, and there are going to be many Muslims after me that are in the industry.
Mhm.
um, Probably not anybody that's gonna like just keep it as funky as I am.
Uh-huh.
You know, like 'cause I don't because I don't drink or smoke or nothing like that, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
and I'm not out here like trying to bag chicks and all this
yeah.
stuff like that. Like for me, like it's just about doing my job and then coming home, man. It's a gig for me, it's a
Yeah, dude.
gig where I love and I'm able to like express myself and my genuine self but at the end of the day, like music isn't everything for me. Nah, it's not
Yeah,
everything.
well, that's amazing, dude. Like, I really admire that. I think that's, and I think people can tell that. Like, if they're just having a conversation with you, dude, um, well, obviously you're very likable, but also like, like, you know what? I think we need to get people to geek with one another.
Yeah,
When you get people to geek with one another, it really does something, dude. I mean, they say laughter is the best medicine.
yeah.
Dude, I mean,
It's
I think that
true. It's true.
the geek is like fucking heroin. Like, dude, if you can get people geeking with one another, oh my gosh, dude, it does something. Like my friends and I, we are on a search for the
Mhm.
perfect geek. And dude, I'm gonna tell you, we've come pretty damn close to the
Oh,
perfect geek.
really?
We've there have been times like, gosh, and that's great that you have that group of friends. I would love for you to meet some of my buddies. Like, dude,
Yeah, yeah. I
when
would
you
love to, man.
geek like with it, like it, there's nothing better. Like I'll never forget like some of our most notorious like geeks. Like we're literally like I have like my buddy Cushman's running and he's laughing, he's screaming, no, no, no. Or Joe's like my buddy Joe is on the floor and Durs is like he's got his hands in it, like he's got his hands in his eyes. He can't believe what he's seeing. He's like, oh my gosh. Like just I mean, just that kind of experience. And if you can get people to
Yeah.
have that, I really think, or just I mean, or just sitting down and having a conversation and understanding perspective.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, all my friends will tell you they're like, like they love having conversations with me because like I can I can talk about pretty much anything with anyone,
Yeah.
and like
Well, that's a gift.
yeah, I just love to listen to. So like, you know, I'm learning something as we're having as we're conversing and everything like that. So for me, it's always a win-win for me. But I'm
Yeah.
also like I'm not I love to entertain ideas, but like I'm also like austere in how in my thinking
Yeah,
and
yeah, you're grounded.
in my belief in myself
Yeah.
and my ideas and everything like that, like because I take the time to like properly research stuff that like I do and ideas I in ingest and stuff like that. So like when I have an opinion, it's always going to be a strong opinion. Some people don't like that about me though. They're like, oh, you always have the strong opinion, you always like you always treat it like it's a fact. And I'm like, I don't treat it like it's a fact, but like
Yeah.
I always like I always like tell it how I think it is.
No, it's good, yeah.
And I'm never not gonna tell it how I think it is. Like
I struggle with that because I think, like, I get in a position where I wanna people please, and instead of sticking with an opinion that I believe, I'm just like, "Oh, well, you're right." You know
oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Or
I
like,
mean,
or
yeah, I've yesed people to death, like you being like, oh yeah, 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 just to like get rid of the convo. Yeah, like I've
Dude,
done
that's
that
so
type
good.
of shit. I'm like, yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck,
Don't
dude.
say that. Like, oh, I'll do that in sessions too. Like, I'll be like, yo, that's dope, that's dope. I'm just like, I just gotta get out of here by 10, man. Let
Oh,
me get out of
well,
here by
God's gonna be
10.
good tonight.
Be like, let me just get out of here by 10, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That take is good. That take is good. Yeah,
I feel like there was a lot of stuff I wanted to ask you tonight, but it's kind of gone out the window, and that's fine.
like-
But I will say this: I did want to talk about the Grammys really quick.
oh yeah,
Um,
let's talk about it.
well, let's talk about this first. Well, actually, we'll go into it. Um, so you were watching Royce's virtual concert. How was that?
Oh, that was good. That was really good. He gave me like a shout out at the end
Oh, dude, that's
when he
amazing.
did Hero. Yeah, when he did Hero, he's like, shout out to my boy White Gold. White
Oh, let's
Gold. Yeah,
go. Oh
yeah,
my
it was dope. It was
gosh,
really dope.
the
Um,
Royce shout out.
yeah, it was pretty dope. Yeah, the concert was dope. Like I think that idea of like the fans being like virtual and everything. But you know what? I feel like the virtual shit is almost coming to an end because like everybody's
I
gonna
think it is. Yeah, it's almost
everybody's
done.
gonna get fucking vaccinated soon.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And we're gonna be and we're gonna be like back to just like festivals and all that type of shit
I
like
think we will be. I
soon.
really
And
do.
people are craving human interaction.
Oh yeah.
People
Oh
are
yeah.
craving
Craving
it.
the touch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the virtual shit is gonna be done soon, but
They're craving Dick
it's a
Kid's
cool idea.
touch.
Yeah, right.
No, 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 I'm just kidding. Wait, did I see I don't obviously like if I ask you something, you can say, "Hey, hey buddy, that's off limits. Don't ask me that." But did I see that were you with Joe Budden
Oh yeah, yeah. In
at Heaven
Detroit.
Studios?
Yeah.
Were you guys cooking up something?
No, 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 no. They are cooking up something, but
Uh-huh.
it's it's something special. It's something special. Royce and them gotta announce it. But like I'm gonna be part of it or
Oh, let's
whatever
go,
that they're
man.
doing. Yeah, I'll be a part of it. Like it's gonna be dope for
Dude,
sure.
I really love listening to Joe Budden's podcast. I do not think
Yeah.
that he would like me. Um, just
I
in
don't think Joe likes anybody.
yeah.
I think Joe likes like two people, and it's like Royce and maybe Parks.
Well,
Yeah,
Royce is such a peacekeeper, man. I think
yeah,
that's such a gift.
yeah.
He's such a good
Royce also like has you know a lot of wisdom and shit,
oh
but
yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
he's also like not super serious all the time. Like
Uh-huh.
he's very like laid back dude, like very fun.
Would
Uh,
you describe Royce in any given situation? And I highly doubt that you would do this description, but would you ever describe him in any situation as nutty?
like nutty, like
Or okay, what about this?
I would
Nutty
say.
or giddy? Giddy or
Oh
nutty?
hell yeah, hell yeah.
He gets giddy,
No,
but what kind of giddy
no.
is it?
When
Is
we're
it a
like,
serious giddy or is it like a childlike giddy?
it's like, bro, like when we're like 23 hours into like not sleeping, and like we're in there and we're
Oh,
talking.
yeah, you
And
guys
we're
are full
talking
goof.
about and like we're just like it's usually like when we act like really really silly is like me, Royce, and our friend Brian. Like Brian does like engineers for him. He's a crazy producer.
Mhm.
um yeah, but he's also on Eminem's album.
Oh, wait, did I meet him? He came in
He
with, like, a
made,
frappuccino or something?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Shout
That's
out to him.
Brian. So when we get together, oh yeah, because Brian.
Do you guys do skits or anything?
No,
Like some
no, bro. It's always like arguments, man. It's
Oh,
always,
really? Oh, that's funny.
but it's like fun.
My friends and
It's
I, we
like
always do
fun
skits.
arguments. It's fun arguments. Like
Oh, really?
we like usually Royce and I are ganging up on Brian because like he's like thinks Kanye can do no wrong. And we're like,
Oh, that's so
no, this
funny.
is. We're like, no, this is clearly wrong.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman. This, and then he's like,
Oh,
no,
yeah. Oh,
no.
yeah.
He's like, nah, that's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. And then we just like start dying laughing because it's just like, so it's fun, man. It's fun. It's just like when we have no sleep, it's crazy because
Oh
like
my
we'll
gosh.
argue and then it'll be like 9 a.m. and the sun is out. And we're like, okay, we're gonna get breakfast and continue arguing.
That's like my fiance is so funny when she gets like no sleep. But like she that's her full like goofiest side, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is
He's
so funny.
yeah, he just loves man, he's hilarious, bro. Like
Who Royce?
yeah, I feel like people just kind of only see like such a serious side of him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like a very serious, like, on message, this thing, but like, bro, he's funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah. No, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been listening to a little bit of the Lupe Royce show and I want to
Oh
see
yeah.
like I've been hoping for like cuz look, everyone gets angry and like
Yeah.
everyone can be hard, right? Like I mean not everyone. I can't really be hard. I try but I look nuts. Um but like I think that there's like a giddiness in all of us. Deep down, I really think there's a childlike giddiness that is
Mm-hmm.
dying to come out. I really
Yeah.
think is, and I even like someone like well, rest in peace, big pun, but like even someone as hard as like
Oh yeah. I
right?
heard
Like
Big Pun
some
was super funny,
but, like, I bet that was I bet there was I'm sure Fat Joe has some stories, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there was, like, some giddiness. I bet I would love to see, like, a giddiness, like,
I'm
just, like, a
sure
funny
Pun was giddy when he hit Jay-Z over the head with the champagne bottle.
oh my gosh. Dude, I've been listening to, I've been listening to a lot of Pun recently because I never I'm 24 and I never really, like, grew up listening to Pun, and so
Yeah, I
I
mean, I'm from the Bronx, man, so
yeah. Oh, yeah, so
Pun is
he's
like Pun is someone that like was just a staple. We just had,
yeah.
and I'm from, you know, I was at a good age when he was alive.
Uh-huh.
I was coming into my teens and everything like that. So, everything that he did, like, yeah, we followed that shit. We fuck with Pun. And I know his son.
Oh, you know his son? You know Big
Yeah,
Pun's son?
Chris Rivers.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, Chris Rivers, like one of my friends, Oswin Benjamin is like really, really tight with him. So like, yeah,
Oh,
I've met
wow,
his
that's
son a
cool.
few
Oh my
times.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, let's, actually, I was thinking about this last time. Do you have more time or no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was thinking about this last time actually. I was like, when you went to get your PF Chang's, I was like, "Oh shoot, like I don't wanna miss him when he comes back, but I really have to pee." And I was actually have a cup right here.
Oh
I was
yeah.
highly considering like peeing in the cup, but I'm
No,
not gonna do that.
you know what's funny is that like when I came back, I'm like, oh shit, what did
Oh,
or
dude,
did he leave?
I was watching the footage when I was editing it, and dude, it was kinda sad. Like, I was showing my fiance, and you were so, like, excuse me, I don't wanna sound weird, but, like, you were so innocent, like, you sat down and then you were like, "Oh," you're like I can't remember what you said, you're like, "Oh, yeah, so what I was saying," and then you, like, look at the camera, and there was no one there, and then you just kinda, like, kept eating, and I was like, "Oh,"
Yeah,
but it was very nice. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh."
I was just like, oh, I hear you.
And, like, I was when I was editing it, I showed my fiance and my family, I was like, "Oh, why did you do that to him?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I really had to pee." Do you mind if I pee, though?
Yeah, go,
Okay,
go.
okay, I'm gonna pee
Yeah,
really quick.
I'm gonna get the rest of my smoothie.
Okay, cool. Um